Hey people, I'm Mike Brown from LendEDU, and in this video, we're talking about how student loan interest works. When you first take out student loans, the first and most important thing you have to do is enjoy your college experience. That's why you took them out in the first place. Hit the books, get good grades, find your career path, meet new friends. I'm running out of fingers. Have fun nights out, broaden your horizons. And then you graduate, and then you have to start worrying about student loan repayment. And knowing how student loan interest works is a huge part of that repayment process. Because if you don't know how student loan interest works, you could be left with a huge surprise when you graduate. You might realize how much your student loan debt balance has grown by. And knowing how student loan interest works gives you a better idea of how to effectively manage repayment. You don't want to get stuck paying your student loans back for longer than you have to be. That's just going to tack on more years and more interest. So with this video, I'm going to explain how student loan interest works and give you some strategies to effectively manage it. Let's go. Student loan interest is the rate you are charged to borrow money from either the federal government or a private student loan lender. It is expressed as an annual percentage rate, otherwise known as APR, and most student loans accrue interest daily. This is the interest your student loan generates according to both its APR and the total balance of the loan, which includes the principal balance or the original loan amount and any interest that has already accrued and been added to the total balance. When this interest is added to your total loan balance and when it begins impacting future interest charges depends on if your student loan interest compounds daily or monthly. With daily compounding, interest accrued from the previous day is added to your total loan balance, and the next day's interest charge is based on this new total loan balance, which again includes your previous day's interest charge. With monthly compounding, daily interest charges are only added to your total loan balance in monthly intervals and won't begin impacting future interest charges until the next month. So any interest accrued in June won't begin impacting daily interest charges until July. Let's dive into some examples. First, an easy one without compounding interest, just so that you get an idea of how APR works. Let's say you take out a $10,000 student loan with a 5% APR. In a single year without compounding interest, you would have accrued $500 in interest because 10,000 times 0.05 equals $500. So with this example, your total loan balance ends up being $10,500 because interest costs of $500 were added to the $10,000 principal balance. Now, let's look at what happens with daily compounding. Let's say you have the same $10,000 student loan with the same 5% APR. To calculate daily compounding, you need to determine your daily rate, which you get by dividing your APR by 365. So 0.05 divided by 365 equals 0.000137. Now, each day, that daily rate will get charged against your total balance, which will increase each day because of daily compounding interest. So $10,000 times 0.000137 on the very first day. And this equals $1.37, which is the interest that accrued on the very first day. So after the first day, your new total student loan balance will be $10,001.37. On the second day, $10,001.37, this is going to get annoying, is multiplied by 0.000137 again because your interest is compounding daily. And once again, your daily interest charge is $1.37, and this is tacked onto the total balance, making it $10,002.74. On the third day, the process is repeated. $10,002.74 multiplied by 0.000137 equals again $1.37. So your new total balance after the third day is $10,004.11. And this process continues each day. Now, let's look at what happens with monthly compounding interest. We're going to use the same principal student loan amount of $10,000 with the same APR of 5%. The daily rate of 0.000137 remains the same because interest still accrues daily, but interest now compounds just once a month. So on day 1 in June, your daily interest charge is $1.37, again because $10,000 times 0.000137 equals $1.37. But day 2's interest charge is still based on your $10,000 principal loan balance, not $10,001.37 like it would have been with daily compounding interest. So for the entire month of June, you will get the daily interest charge of $1.37, but always based on your principal loan balance of $10,000. July rolls around, and now the interest compounds. Dun dun dun. With 30 days in June, you racked up $41.10 in interest charges because 30 times $1.37 equals $41.10, which now gets tacked onto your total loan balance. In July, your total loan balance is now $10,041.10, and all July interest charges will now be based on that total balance of $10,041.10 times 0.000137, and this equals $1.38, and this will now become your daily July interest charge. And when August comes, all interest accrued in July based on the total balance of $10,041.10 will now be added to the total loan balance. And daily interest charges during August will now be based on this new total loan balance. So at first glance, compounding student loan interest may seem minimal and not like something you should be too worried about. But if you don't address it by making sufficient monthly student loan payments that cover both your interest charges and then some of your principal, it can quickly rack up and become a problem. And there are a few other things you should keep in mind when it comes to student loan interest. First, student loan interest rates can either be fixed or variable. A fixed interest rate will remain the same for the extent of your loan term. A variable interest rate fluctuates with changes to the market index to which it is tied. Second, federal student loans are almost always lower than private student loan interest rates and usually are not impacted by a borrower's credit history or financial information. What you see is what you get. Right now, federal student loan interest rates are ranging from 2.75% to 5.30% and are always fixed for an entire window determined by the Department of Education. For example, all federal direct unsubsidized loans dispersed on or after July 1st, 2020 and before July 1st, 2021 will have an interest rate of 2.75% for the entire life of the loan. Private student loan interest rates are typically higher, and interest rates are impacted by a borrower's credit history and other financial information, in addition to if they have a cosigner or not. Private student loan interest rates are ranging from 1% to up near 14% and can be either variable or fixed. Third, interest begins accruing at different times depending on the loan. Almost always, interest will begin accruing immediately upon disbursement for private student loans and direct unsubsidized loans from the federal government. Unsubsidized means you have to cover interest costs while in school rather than the federal government. But with direct subsidized loans, the federal government covers accrued interest while you're in school and over a 6-month grace period after you leave school or after you graduate. Once the 6 months are up, you have to begin repaying the student loan with interest. Generally speaking, you will usually end up paying less for a direct subsidized loan compared to a direct unsubsidized loan because with the former, you don't have to cover interest costs while in school and for 6 months after leaving school. If you understand how student loan interest works, then you should have a huge advantage when it comes to student loan repayment. There are also some potential ways where you could possibly lower your student loan interest rate, like refinancing your student loans or applying with a cosigner. Then there are some strategies you could implement which may help you minimize student loan interest, like paying off your high interest student loans first or making more than one payment per month to minimize student loan interest accrual. Either way, don't let your student loan debt master you. Take control. And a huge part of taking control is understanding how student loan interest works. Thank you for watching, and please drop a comment if you have any questions about student loan interest. And if you want to learn more, I did leave some links in the description. And finally, you know what I'm about to say. Subscribe to the LendEDU YouTube channel. Hit that LendEDU button and subscribe. I'm Mike Brown from LendEDU. Peace.